Okay, time for some maths now then. So again, I will just share my screen with you. And first things first, we're going to start off with a little bit of counting again. Let's have a look at what we've got. Oh, it's slow. I can tell it's Friday. Okay, here we go then. So today we're not counting in twos, we are counting in fives. And we've got from 5 all the way to 100. So can you count forwards to 100? Can you count backwards to 100, from 100 to 5? Don't panic if you get a bit stuck. You can see the numbers there in front of you. Again, like the last 2 days, you could do some active counting and we could have some 5-star hands, or you could go and use the YouTube links there and sing along and follow along with the videos. So we've got some counting first. And again, you can do that now, or you can do that at the end, or you can do it at a different time today. It is entirely up to you. Okay, moving on then. So today we are adding equal groups. But what is an equal group? I'm just going to stop sharing with you there, make myself big again so that I can show you on my whiteboards. So here on my whiteboards, I have drawn some equal groups. So this is what equal groups would look like. And they're equal because I can see I have the same number of dots in each of the groups. How many have I got in each group? Just quickly tell the person next to you. That's right, I've got 4. So I have equal groups of 4. I've got 4 groups of 4, okay? So equal means that they're all the same, they're all equal. On this board then, just to double check you understand, are these groups equal? You're right, they're not equal, but why? That's the important bit that we need to understand. Why aren't they equal? Well done for spotting it. I can see they're not equal because these 2 groups have got 4, so those ones are equal, but this group only has 1 and this group only has 2. So they are not the same. They're not equal like these 2 down here. So equal groups means they have to have the same number in them. And what you're going to do today is try and find the total of equal groups. Okay, so here, if I've got 4 in each group, how many would I have all together? What's the total? Just pause me and try and work it out with the person next to you and then unpause me again. Brilliant. What answer did you get? How did you count it? How did you work it out? Let's have a go. I'm going to count in my 2s today. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Or did you do a challenge, higher level bit of counting and did you count in 4s? Did you go 4, 8, 12, 16? It doesn't matter what you did, the answer is 16. Well done if you got it right. Okay, let's go back to me sharing my screen with you then and move on to the next bit. Okay, oh, sorry. Oh, it's slow again. It's coming. Come on, computer. There we go. Oh, we've gone back to the beginning. So equal groups means they're all the same. Let's have a look at our practice it then. So here's a challenge. We can see 3 pieces of Numicon and they're equal because they're all 3s actually. But how many more would we need to add to have 5 groups of 3? Off you go. That's right, we'd need 2 more because 3 add 2 is 5, okay? So the next question says, how else can we show 5 equal groups with 3 in each group? So those are shown as an L. You might have a go at drawing them like mine and show them as a group. They don't have to be all together. You might put them in a straight line going down. You might put them in a line going across if you were drawing them. However, if you pause it and go and get some different blocks or pens, like we've had the last few days, you might arrange it differently rather than drawing it. So in a moment, not quite yet, you're going to pause me and have a go at these 4 different parts down here. So can you make or draw groups of 7 twos, 7 lots of 2? Can you make or draw 4 groups that have got 3 in each one, 4 threes? Can you make or draw 6 fives? Can you make or draw 3 tens? But remember, they need to be equal. So draw the groups, draw the number of groups that you need. And that's this first number here. And then you need to make sure you put the right numbers in them. Or if you're using objects and things that you've gone off and collected, make sure you count them properly and then double check that you've got your groups. Go and have a practice at doing that. Ask somebody that's with you to check that you've got the right numbers. 7 groups of 2, 4 groups of 3, 6 groups of 5, and 3 groups of 10. Off you go. Okay, practice done. Hopefully you've got the hang of that and you made them all equal. So here is our vocabulary, just to go over our key words. We've got our equal groups, so that means they're all the same. You're going to be using some repeated addition again today, like we did with our arrays. So you might have, like we had at the start with my board, a 4, add 4, add 4, add 4. The total, how many all together? And all together is the same as the total. How many between all of the groups? Here's our next bit then. Today we're going to use equal groups to find a total. So how many apples are there in each bag? Well done, you're right, there are 5. Do all of the bags have an equal number of apples? Look carefully, make sure you check. Yes, they do, you're right, well done. How many equal groups can you see? Well done, there are 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Brilliant, well done. So there are 4 groups of 5 apples, which is equal to, how many are there all together? I'm going to count in my 5s like we practiced at the start. 5, 10, 15, 20. So there are 20 apples all together. Well done. Let's move on then. How can we represent this with counters? So again, you could now pause and go and do it with your counters and show it on the table. Are you going to put them in a line? Are you going to put them in a group? How could you organise them? Or we could do it as a number sentence. So we could have 5, add 5, add 5, add 5 equals, what was the answer? Just pause it and go and have a go at showing how you would either represent it with your equipment, your things that you've gathered, or as the calculation underneath. Okay, there's an example then of how I've shown it in different groups, but I've also done it with a number line underneath just to show you how we could count. So I've got my 1, 2, 3, 4 groups with 5 in each group, and I've got my answer here at the bottom. Oh, where's my mouse arrow gone? There it is, to show that there are the 20 all together. Okay, well done. Oh, and there's our answer, it's popped up. So remember, we're going to be counting the groups. You need to make sure you count how many are in each group. You need to make sure you count carefully as well, and make sure that you add the groups together to find the total. I'd also be making sure that I go back and check my answer, just to be on the safe side. Okay, here's a practice for you then. Have a look at the pictures. There are how many equal groups with how many in each group? There are how many threes? And then we've got the calculation underneath. Have a pause, have a go, do that one first. Okay, let's see if you got it right. So there are 2 equal groups with 3 in each group. There are 2 3s. So 3 add 3 equals 6. Well done. Give a little bit of a yes if you got it right. If you got it wrong, don't worry. Pause me like we've done the last few days. Go back over it and see where you didn't quite get it. Now, this one was a little bit tricky because one of the reasons you might not have got it was because you might have counted the raisins on the top here. Okay, so don't worry. You will have got a different answer, but you will have still counted groups, but the clue was here about it being 3s. Okay, so that's one of the places where you could have gone wrong, but don't worry about it. It's all in the pictures and it's all good practice. Okay, let's have a go at another one together. We're looking at our sheep now down here. There are how many equal groups with how many in each group? There are 3 how many's? And do the calculation underneath. Off you go. Okay, so let's see if you got it right this time. There are 1, 2, 3 equal groups with 1, 2, 3, 4 in each group. So there are 3 4s. So 4 add 4 add 4 equals 12. Well done, we're getting the hang of it. Here's a little bit more of a practice for you to have a go at, just to make sure that you are happy with it, okay? So pause me like we've been doing, work your way through and have a go and then come back to me. Okay, let's see how you did. And we've shown these in repeated addition. So we've got some how many wheels are on the bikes. Whoops, sorry. I've clicked it forwards. Let me just go back one. There we go. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lots of 2. So I can count in 2s and go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So you should have 10 wheels all together. Okay, well done. Let's look at this one then. How many fingers all together? And we can see that we've got 3 groups of 5. They're all equal. They've all got the same number of fingers, but how many are there all together? We've got 5, 10, 15. So again, you can tick your work or give yourself a little yes if you got it right. Okay, slightly trickier this one now. Let's have a look at our fish. How many fish are there? So I can see that we've got 1, 2, 3 groups, but we need to know how many are in each group. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in each group. So we've got 3 lots of 10. 10, add 10, add 10. And now we need to count in 10s to find the answer this time. Or you could count them in 1s, or you could count them in 2s. It's entirely up to you, as long as we get the same answer as each other. So I'm going to go for my 10s, and I've got 10, 20, 30. So altogether, there are 30 fish. Well done. Okay, so once I leave you, this is your do it to have a go at then. So here, it's got the calculation in the middle. It's telling you how many groups and how many in each group. So for this first one, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 lots of 10. So you need to draw 4 groups of 10, or you could make your groups of 10. You don't have to draw them. It's about understanding, adding those equal groups together and finding the total. So either draw or create the groups and then work out how many you've got all together. And the answer goes in the box here, okay? So you've got to remember to count accurately and make sure that all of those groups are equal, they're the same. For this last one, this is slightly trickier, and you've got to work out what your calculation is going to be, okay? From the groups, think back to that first one we did, don't get caught out. So that's your do it for today. And then we're on to our secure it. And it says Eva and Whitney are making equal groups of bread rolls. Eva says we need one more group to make 40. Whitney says we need 10 more rolls to make 40. Which of them do you agree with? And again, we want you to do a little bit of explaining why, and this will show your understanding. Can you explain which one of them you agree with and why? Okay, and then once you've done that one, we've got a second secure it. So it's a false or true. 5 add 5 equals is the same as 2 add 2 add 2 add 2 add 2. Do those calculations give you the same answer? Is 5 add 5 the same as 2 add 2 add 2 add 2 add 2? So think about how you're going to work it out. Show some working out, and it tells you here you can draw it or you can use cubes, but is the calculation false or true? Are they the same or are they different? Okay, and then once you've done that, it's the last one for today. It's our deepen it. Which one does not belong? So you've got to look at what you've got there in the picture. Look at those calculations. Which one doesn't match? Okay, so you're looking for an odd one out. Then the question at the bottom says, what do we need to change to make them all represent the same? That means to show the same, that word represent. So what would you need to do? That one that's not right, what would you need to do to it to make it right? Okay, so there we are. You are adding equal groups together today. Go, oh, sorry, I made it shake then. Go away, see how you get on. Keep going back through the presentation if you get a little bit stuck, but I'm sure you won't because we've got those clever Friday brains on. So off you go, and I will see you for our final special video once you've done all your other tasks for today.